Top 10 tips for a successful job interview. In this video, we dissect an entire job interview from start to finish. We analyze everything from common interview questions to etiquette and how to follow up. A candidate succeeding in a job interview can depend on the steps they take to prepare and how they conduct themselves in the meeting. You may have multiple rounds of interviews before receiving a job offer, so it's essential to approach each one appropriately. Regardless of the type of interview you're expecting, you can follow some general guidelines that may help improve your chances of impressing a potential employer. Follow these tips to learn how to succeed in your next job interview. Before we start the video, make sure to like and subscribe to our channel, that you will not miss our new video. 1. Learn about behavioral interviewing techniques. Behavior-based interviewing is when the interviewer asks you about how you handled past situations at work. This interviewing technique gives a potential employer valuable insight into the way you approach challenges in your job and turn them into favorable opportunities. You can prepare for this type of interview by making a list of your skills, strengths, and weaknesses. Prepare an example of a time when you displayed each of these qualities. Your example can show the employer how you successfully handled the situation. 2. Prepare for the type of interview. Employers can conduct interviews in different formats and settings. Knowing what kind of interview to expect can help you enter the meeting feeling more prepared and confident. Some interview formats that differ from the traditional one-on-one meeting include out-of-office interviews. You may arrive a few minutes before your interviewer for a lunch or dinner interview. Browse through the restaurant menu online before arriving and learn about what type of restaurant you plan to visit to determine how to dress. Phone and video interviews. Find a quiet room so you can avoid interruptions to do the interview. Make sure the technology you're using works efficiently and practice using it before the interview. Group interviews. A group interview is when a panel of people interviews you. Besides practicing your answers to common questions, it may also help to practice your listening skills before going into this type of interview. Performance interviews. To assess your technical skills, the interviewer may put you in a position to perform a task to determine if you have the skills necessary to fulfill the responsibilities of your desired role. Consider practicing your abilities before the interview so you can demonstrate them to the employer effectively. 3. Make time for practice. Practicing for your interview can always lead to some improvement. Ask a family member or a friend to interview you and get their feedback. You can also record yourself when answering their sample questions. Study how you're delivering answers and observe your gestures and other nonverbal cues such as eye contact. 4. Try to relax. We all know the feeling. Sometimes, no matter how much you have prepared for the day, your nerves kick in and they can be difficult to shake. Try to relax and practice deep breathing. Remember that you've been selected for the interview because you meet the requirements. This is an opportunity for the interviewer to get to know you as a person. As before, preparation is key to calming your nerves. If you've researched the company thoroughly enough, you'll be able to talk confidently about the traits you can bring to it. So give yourself plenty of time to read into them. 5. Listen. Listen carefully to what the interviewer asks you and make sure you answer each question accordingly. Whilst working on your preparation prior to the day, you may be tempted to memorize answers. This isn't always effective. Instead, identify what the interviewer is specifically asking you about and tailor your prepared answers to their question to avoid sounding unnatural and robotic. By actively listening, keeping eye contact with the interviewer, and looking for social cues and body language, you'll show that you're engaged with the conversation. 6. Get insider details. Contact other people already working at the organization to learn about the company culture and work environment. If you don't know anyone with a connection to the organization, visit the company's social media pages to get an idea of the culture there. You could also consult websites that include company reviews from employees. Learn as many details as you can about the company before the interview so you can ask informed questions. 7. Dress for the job. Your first impression can have a significant effect on the way your interviewer views you. The way you dress can help ensure you make a positive first impression. Go beyond the traditional smart attire and focus on the details, such as ensuring your clothes are free of holes or wrinkles. The outfit you choose may depend on the company and the type of culture they promote. Doing your research can help you decide if it's better to wear something slightly more casual or more formal. If there isn't any information and you're unsure of what to wear, contact the person who scheduled your interview or err on the side of formality. Your attire is also important for a virtual interview. Use the same attire that you might wear for an in-person meeting for a remote appointment to show your professionalism. 8. Prepare for small talk. You may find yourself interacting on a personal level with your interviewer. You can practice some common casual conversation topics to help you feel more confident if your interview turns into an informal conversation. Here are some small talk tips that can help you. Focus on the interviewing environment, such as commenting on the design of the office and its location. Compliment the employer on an award the team might have won recently or other similar achievements. Find a common interest and talk about that. Be positive during the conversation. 9. Use calming techniques on the day of the interview. You can help yourself stay calm on the day of your interview by making sure you're prepared and practicing stress management techniques. Being on time, or ideally 15 minutes early, is one way of showing your potential employer your professionalism. Drive to the location ahead of time so you can find out the exact location before the day of the interview. If traffic is heavy in the area, prepare enough time for the drive there. If you're feeling nervous, take a deep breath and be confident that you prepared well for it. Being nervous is normal, but try to stay as calm as you can during the interview. Ask for clarification if you haven't understood a question, and take your time to give the best answer you can. 10. Be authentic, upbeat, focused, and concise. Once the interview starts, the key to success is the quality and delivery of your responses. Your goal should always be authenticity, responding truthfully to interview questions. At the same time, your goal is to get to the next step, so you'll want to provide focused responses that showcase your skills, experience, and fit with the job and the employer. Provide solid examples of solutions and accomplishments, but keep your responses short and to the point. By preparing responses to common interview questions, see number 2, you'll ideally avoid long, rambling responses that bore interviewers. Always attempt to keep your interview responses short and to the point. Finally, no matter how much an interviewer might bait you, never badmouth a previous employer, boss, or coworker. The interview is about you and making your case that you are the ideal candidate for the job. If you find this video useful, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.